Hi there. My name is James Lai, and I'm a small business owner of a management consultancy here in Irvine, and a 20-year resident. I'm here to share some personal experiences, thoughts, and how racism has impacted our city. A little background. I was born and raised in Ohio. My family were one of the first refugees in 1975 to come here after the fall of Saigon. I'm the first refugee baby born in Ohio. Growing up in Ohio, as one of the few Asians in the city, and even county was not easy. Being alone and always an outsider was not easy. Seeing your parents spit on, called names, attacked for being Asian was not easy. Not just by kids, but by adults. It was expected. I'm no stranger to hate and racism. I often found myself defending my identity in being Asian, resulting in being suspended, expelled from schools for fighting against racism. To make a long story short, 24 years ago, I took $200, bought a ticket, moved here, landed in Irvine, California, where I ultimately made it my home, started first of many companies, and am now raising a family and active in the community. Irvine is a special place. We're not only the safest city in America, but we're also one of the most diverse cities in America. Sure, there are other cities with larger populations of minorities, but if you notice, they're largely self-segregated. In Irvine, we have larger groups of minorities and smaller groups. The one thing that makes us different is we integrate well together and we work well together. Race and hate crimes are few in Irvine. That doesn't mean we are immune to it, nor does that mean that racism does not exist here in Irvine. Racism exists in all communities. Ending racism is not a tangible goal. It always exists, but what is tangible is creating more tolerance and understanding between each other. The differences between us is what makes us unique, and it's what should be embraced. That's what diversity is. Irvine does not suffer from the racial problems larger cities have for many reasons yet. The racism all minorities experience in Irvine is subtle and not violent or physical yet. But we need to proactively work to maintain this. In my 20 years of living in Irvine, I've never witnessed what I call enhanced hate, except for the past 1 to 2 years. I've witnessed, documented, and even intervened in situations that would be considered and classified as hate crimes, which required law enforcement. I personally had someone that told me to open my eyes because they're slanted. I've heard people yell at people and tell them to go back to China more than once. I've witnessed and seen instances where non-English speaking Asians were intimidated by force and called Corona. Tolerance starts with education. Educating our peers about the many injustices, correcting misinformation when we hear it, creating the conversation, teaching our children properly, and educating them, right? And not shying away from the topic. In many Asian circles and cultures, we tolerate hate. And it's not because we're weak, but it's because we just don't want the trouble. We turn the other cheek and allow hate and racism to go unchecked. From first-hand experience of growing up in a racist viper pit at times, when you allow a verbal slur to be hurled at you, you're validating the racist saying. Without telling them to shut up or take a stand, we are only enabling that behavior. We must take a stand to all racism when we see it, even slight. We need to fight back. When shoved, we firm. When pushed, we shove. Document. Be vocal. Record with your phone. Do whatever it takes to out the racism if you see it. Don't just sit there and say it's a shame. Do your part in making it stop and helping it stop, even if it's there for support. My point is the message needs to be sent that we won't tolerate racism in our city, and it shouldn't be tolerated anywhere either. We must do our part to proactively assist those who cannot defend themselves. In Ohio, I was kicked out of school, told to just ignore it. I never did. Because I never did, it sent the message that I won't tolerate it, and you're not going to have it easy with it. You bet those racist bullies thought twice about going after another Asian. To my fellow Asians and anyone who has been a target of racial attacks, or bullied and mistreated, be a dragon when they come at you. Be a tiger. Be vocal and be proud of who you are. Do not let them slide. Don't say they're just ignorant and they're just racist. We've seen it in other cities that brush off crimes against us. And look where they're at now. Attacks on our most vulnerable population. Elderly, women, beatings, killings, largely out of frustration to a pandemic and virus that has absolutely nothing to do with people living here. Don't let it happen here. Make a scene. Be vocal and be proud. I'm proud of being an American, proud of our city, proud proud of the diversity and the vibrant Asian community that we have in Irvine. There's not a place I'd rather be living in the whole world. Together, we must keep it safe for Asians and all minorities.